Welcome, Internet people, to The Lead Word. This is one of your hosts, Chad Bauman. That's me. With me, as always, Trey Aubert. Trey looks like he's about to cry because apparently he burned some oil today.
I was making wings, and the whole house is filled with smoke, and my eyes are going crazy. So I hope I don't look ridiculous in this video.
I think he looks fine. I don't know.
I don't feel fine.
I mean,
my eyes are going nuts.
When you're ugly, I mean, it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, so. Thanks.
Anyway, what is today? Saturday, August 21st.
Yes, it is. Big stream day.
As of right now, however, the last episode of The Lead Word as of this recording, has yet to be posted. It's still in the editing process. We got to get that hammered out. So, hell, these might get posted at the same time. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
I was talking about NFL head coach. A lot of streaming.
No, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, we're not streaming this. This isn't live.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the head coach. That episode actually got up on YouTube pretty quick. That went up because you streamed it today and you stopped at what, like 4 o'clock?
Well, that one's not up on YouTube. What
is episode 3? Because
episode 3 is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round of the draft, and then the first preseason game.
Oh, I thought I was going based off like the preseason game. So I know you played the 3rd preseason game today. So I assumed episode 3 was the 3rd preseason game. But now that I think about it, your first episode was like 2 hours of destroying your cap space.
Yes.
So
I'm having fun.
You got to come watch the stream of it. It's interesting because my one critique of like Jackson was like he super simmed a lot. So it was kind of annoying because it was like, what the fuck is going on? And it was like Jackson narrating on the super sim screen. But it's more fun to watch. I mean, I get Jackson was like he was like doing like 12 other different projects for the YouTube channel at the time. So
I'm not gonna sim any games. I'm not.
Jackson didn't really have the time to not sim. But that was the one thing with Jackson's that was kind of like, I get it, but I don't prefer it. Was just
I'm not simming any games. I'm not simming any games. Even if I'm up 45-0, I'll play the rest of the game. I want people to watch and tune in.
Anything else you want to say about the NFL head coach experience, Trey? What's it like?
I'm having a blast, dude. It's a PS3. I'm streaming PS3 technology.
I don't know. I mean, I would say that's backwards technology, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but still, my eyes are going crazy. I apologize, but I'm having a ton of fun. I can't wait to win the Super Bowl, go 16-0. I think I don't know how many years I'll do with the Ravens, but I think eventually I'll end up taking a break and try to take over the Raiders because they're by far like the worst team.
You were in danger of getting fired a little bit.
Come on.
Rating got pretty low.
Come on. I lost to the Patriots by 3 points in the first preseason game. Didn't even have a full roster.
I don't want to give out because I want people to go watch the YouTube video, so I don't want to give out too much of it. So, is there anything else you want to say about the head coach series before we really jump into the meat and potatoes of the show here, Trey?
I'm thinking about. I'll probably do maybe. How long do you think's fair? Like 3 total years with the Ravens? 3?
That should be good. I mean, you have to like turn down a contract or something. Be like, nah.
Yeah. And then I think I'll jump to the Raiders because they're so bad. Like Jamarcus Russell's their quarterback, and you're stuck with him. And their cap situation is brutal because Al Davis was handing out so many bad contracts. I think that'll be the move. But so far I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some options there. Like 2009, like the league was a lot different than it is now. I mean, the Lions they're an option. Cleveland's an option, I think. Who's the quarterback in
Cleveland's actually good in the game.
Are they really?
It's the 1 year. Remember Derek Anderson?
Oh yeah,
it was the 1 year.
The 1 year they had the winning record.
It was the one fucking year he was good. So they're actually good in the game.
Well, I mean, Detroit's an option because they're going to be bad. But you do have Matt Stafford.
I don't think he's in the game.
He's not?
Matt Stafford's not. I don't think so.
When did he get drafted? I thought he was like 2008.
I believe John Kitna is the quarterback.
I don't know. Now we're gonna move on, but I do want to see before we do just when Matt Stafford was drafted, because I know he was like the last one to get like a major deal off of coming into the league, but I thought he was drafted in 2008.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in that draft.
No, so he should be in the game because 2009 oh no, never mind. Because this is 08. This is the 08-09 season.
Yes.
So he was drafted in 2009. He would have been in the next rookie class. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Jumping in here. What we got? We got the AFC and NFC West. The last two divisions of our preseason.
Did we do all of them?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Remember, we did East.
Yeah, you're right.
North. Last week I asked you if you wanted to go west on like going on the compass or go south, and you said south.
You're right.
Now again, the last episode is recorded. It has yet to be posted though.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what you're thinking of. We haven't actually like put that episode out.
The good news is, I mean, we're just previewing the season, so nothing really has changed.
Yeah, and we're not. It's not like we're not in any kind of crunch here. Like that episode can take its time being edited. We just want to get it out when we can and have it look good. Yep. So I think we've started, maybe with the exception of like the NFC East, we've started with the AFC in each division preview. So AFC West, who we got? We got Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, and I forget the last team in that division.
Broncos.
You want to pick on Alex first, or you want to go talk about one of the other teams?
I mean, I'll say this to start. I think Kansas City wins this division, and I don't really see a way that they don't win the division. Like, even if things go poorly, like, let's say Mahomes is out for the year, I would still pick the Chiefs to win the division. Like, I don't think anyone's close to them. That would be my first little takeaway.
So you're not even, I mean, because we've talked for a while here. We talked about the Chargers having a good team, but they're held back by Anthony Lynn. Now Anthony Lynn's out the door. I forget who the guy that the Chargers hired is. I can't remember his name.
Brandon Staley, his name is.
Brandon Staley comes in. Yeah. No faith in just like that talented roster down there in LA. Just like,
I mean, they have a good team, but
oh wait, no, never mind. That's different. That's the other LA team I'm thinking of.
Do you trust their new head coach? Because I don't know if I necessarily do.
To be honest with you, again, just this gap of last year to this year feels so far away. I don't even know who their head coach really is.
Well,
the best thing that I can say about him is he's not Anthony Lynn.
So 2019, he was the Rams linebacker coach. 2020, he was the Rams defensive coordinator. We know almost nothing about this guy. And yes, their defense was good last year, but I mean, you got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, like your defense should be pretty good.
Well, I mean, now they lost the one Ingram.
Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, they lost Melvin Ingram.
Yep.
On defense. They still have Bosa. I mean, their defense is not as good as it was last year, meaning the Chargers, but it's not bad. I mean, they've got pieces on defense. Like, they got they're one of their safeties. I think it's their free safety.
Derwin James will be healthy.
Derwin James is pretty good. Again, they got Bosa. I mean,
do we trust that Brandon Staley? Okay, maybe he's better than Anthony Lynn. Does it matter? Does he make an impact? Is he 70% Andy Reid?
Does he have to be 70% Andy Reid? Because think about it. I mean, Anthony Lynn, he lost a ton of games by like 3 points. So like, I feel like just by like simple math, it's like, okay, you take the Anthony Lynn out of the equation. So you're going to get like 2 or 3 games that you should have won under Anthony Lynn that you lost because he's a terrible fucking coach that you end up winning with this guy. I mean, because he can't be worse than Anthony Lynn, right? Like, that's the only way that I see them not at least getting a little bit better.
They were still bad last year, though. I mean, bad.
But that was because of dumb coaching, not because of bad players. Like, what the fuck is his name? The rookie quarterback, Herbert,
yeah.
Balled fucking last year. Like, that game they played against the Saints, he lit them up. And he had a couple games like that throughout the season.
Yeah, he was rookie of the year. He had a big year.
Yeah, so, I mean, and as of right now, to my knowledge, preseason-wise, no major injuries, knock on wood, that I could think of. I mean, I to be fair, I think the Chiefs are going to be the winners too, but I don't think you can say that the Chargers don't at least have a shot.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say they don't have a shot.
I think they'll be in the mix. I mean, barring any kind of like serious injuries, not again, knock on wood, I think they'll be in the mix.
I would take Kansas City to win by 3 games. Minimum. I don't think anyone's close to them in their division.
I mean, I don't know. They almost lost to the Raiders last year.
Yeah, that was like their only loss. Who else did they lose to? They had 2 losses, right?
I don't know the record off the top of my head.
I don't know what it was.
We need a producer.
I want to say they were 14-2 or 13-3. I don't know. My eyes are still going crazy, but I'm trying.
2020. So we'll see. We'll see. Kansas City record. They were 14-2. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're right. I mean, I don't know.
They're gonna do that again. 14-2, 13-3, 12 and whatever. I mean, the Chargers will be within like 3 games, 4 games, 5 games. They're not gonna win the division.
I mean, if they get their shit together, they could. I don't. Like I said, I think the Chiefs.
I don't buy it.
I think the Chiefs they're gonna kind of handle it. I think they're gonna have the division, and I think they're gonna win. But I think you can't say the Chargers have 0 shot. I don't think that's fair.
I'm gonna say that.
I think that's patently unfair.
Can I say this? I think Denver. I think Denver is more interesting to me than the Chargers are. And I'm not saying Denver's better, but I think the realm of possibility, if things go right for the Broncos, makes them maybe more interesting.
Well, I mean, they have a bit of a quarterback thing going right now. They have Drew Lock and who's the other guy?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh yeah, yep. Traded for Teddy Bridgewater. I think haven't seen a ton with the Broncos so far, but from what I've heard, from the little bit that I have heard, seems like it's Lock's job to lose right now.
That's what it seems like. But let's just think about this. Let's say Drew Lock's good this year. And I don't think that's impossible. I don't think that's necessarily crazy. I think he could have a good year, or at least be better than what he was last year. This is a team. They got Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. Should have a lot of weapons. They got your guy Javonte Williams. The run game should be better. They draft Patrick Surtain, Von Miller, Bradley Chubb. Neither of those guys were healthy last year. I think they could be sneaky dangerous if Drew Lock can just be above average.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is so far Trey has more faith in Drew Lock than he has in fucking whoever the Chargers head coach is right now. I can't.
Brandon Staley.
Staley.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, or you could even say it this way. It sounds like you might have more, I don't want to say faith, but you trust the Broncos team minus Drew Lock more than you trust the Chargers team, including Herbert, who was rookie of the year last year.
Correct.
I don't know. I mean, I think comparatively similar teams.
I think Denver's young.
So you just think youth is going to outweigh the experience there? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't. I don't think those guys, like the team we saw, the Denver team we saw last year, they didn't click yet. And maybe I'm a year too soon, but I think Jerry Jeudy's going to be good. I think KJ Hamler is going to be good. I think Noah Fant can play. I think Patrick Surtain is awesome. I think Bradley Chubb is awesome. Von Miller should still have it. It should be good, realistically.
Okay, well, we'll go like this. Both you and I, again, we think Kansas City's probably going to win the division. I think I think there's an outside shot that the Chargers could win. They have a shot. Probably not going to happen, but they do have, in my opinion, a shot. If we're looking strictly just at a wild card spot, because there's 3 this year. If you had to pick, if you had to go between the Chargers or the Broncos, would you give it to the Chargers? Or give it to
Chargers.
Last playoff spot.
Chargers.
So you would agree that the Chargers have a better shot to win the division than the Broncos do?
No, that's not where I will.
So how? If the Chargers are better than the
this
Broncos,
is what I'm saying.
Playoff spot.
This is what I'm saying. I think the Chargers are better than the Broncos, but I think if things click, the Broncos' pure ceiling is higher than the Chargers. That's what I'm saying.
That sounds a little bit more complicated than I'm used to from you, Trey.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. Like I said, I mean, you have the Chargers last year. They must have lost like 5 or 6 games that they should have won, and it was all 100% Anthony Lynn's fault.
Probably accurate.
I would give them, of those 5 or 6, I would give them about 3 or 4 that they should win just because Anthony Lynn is no longer on the team. Even if Brian what's his face is as bad as Brandon what's his face, even if he's only as minimal of an upgrade as you can get,
that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about.
If he's even as minimal of an upgrade as you can get over Anthony Lynn, I think that they still win 3 or 4 of those games that they should have lost. They end up winning.
Fair.
Which is, I mean,
fair.
What was their record last year? What were they? Fucking 7-9, right?
I don't know. It was probably around that.
Okay, so if they were 7-9, and I wish we had a producer because we could have them check. If they get 3 games that I'm saying they should get with this Brian guy, that puts them at 10-6.
And Kansas City still beats them by 3 games.
Well, okay. Well, Kansas City's not going to beat them, right? Kansas City's not going to beat them. I mean, maybe Kansas City I don't know what the Kansas City schedule is. Do they play the Bucs this year? We don't know. Maybe they do. That could be a loss right there. I think the Chargers could be in the mix.
Well, we should talk about this. I think the Raiders are a last place team.
And I was going to actually ask you about the Raiders. I wanted to see no faith in the Gruden Grinders. No faith in actually Derek Carr. I mean, I will defend Alex to this point till I fucking die. I am behind Derek Carr.
I agree.
He gets the fucking shaft, and he gets a lot of fucking blame for a lot of the Raiders' losses. But if you look at it, it's like, okay, Derek Carr throws a go-ahead touchdown. 97 yards later, the other team scores a touchdown. What would you do? Want him to suit up and play safety? Like, that's not his job.
I'm not a Derek Carr hater. I've never been a Derek Carr hater. It's a bad football team.
I very much so agree. And I don't know. I don't think they got better in the draft. I don't think if they made any free agent moves, I don't think I remember any. I don't think they did anything important enough to be like, oh well,
they blew all their cap space on nonsense from previous years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't do anything in free agency. So I mean, they weren't really good last year. They got really fucking lucky against a terrible fucking Jets team.
Yeah.
So not expecting much out of the Raiders.
I mean, what are we supposed to do with the Raiders? It's like beating a dead horse.
I mean, I just wanted to give Chick his due.
Okay.
Like the one thing that he's been harping on is the Derek Carr thing, and I feel like he deserves that. Like, hey, he's
sure.
I mean,
he's a father now too.
And I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna beat this horse until the day I die. He did say last year you should maybe think about picking up the Raiders defense in fantasy. So I mean, as bad as some of his takes are, I will give him the Derek Carr take. That is his good one, the best, probably his best take.
The Chickster, he's the great one.
Okay, so again, summary: Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
Yeah.
Or in Trey's alternate reality theory,
yeah,
the Broncos just fucking are 100% perfect this year, and they somehow beat the Chiefs and are division winners.
I wouldn't say that.
So what the fuck did we just spend like 15 minutes debating, Trey?
I'm telling you that if Drew Lock is good, I think their ceiling is higher than the Chargers.
But still not high enough to beat the Chiefs.
No.
I feel like we just wasted like 10 minutes because I thought you were saying that that you would say the Broncos had a better chance to beat the Chiefs than the Chargers did.
I do.
Now I'm just confused. You're saying they can't beat them. Now you're saying they can beat them.
They're not going to. They're not going to. I'm saying their ceiling is higher.
Okay. So you're basically saying the same thing I'm saying about the Chargers. The Chiefs are going to win the division, but I think that the Chargers have a shot, versus you're saying the Chiefs are going to win it, but the Broncos have a shot.
Yes. Okay. I'm basically saying the Denver Broncos or the Cleveland Browns before the Cleveland Browns figured it out.
Okay. I don't agree, but I don't think
I think they're a good roster. I do.
I think they have some things to figure out over there in Bronco land, but you want to move on to the NFC West now?
The AFC West to me is the most boring division of football.
The AFC West is?
Yeah. Boring.
Because of the Chiefs, obviously.
Correct. Yes.
That's fair.
This is the most exciting division in football.
You said exciting. I was going to say this is the best division in football.
Absolutely.
You got Seattle.
I still change my mind on who I think is going to win this division every day.
You got Seattle. You got the Rams. Help me out here. Who? Cardinals. And then who's the last team?
49ers.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to start with the 49ers just because everything all up through the postseason, end of the year, the draft, offseason is Trey Lance is not going to start. I mean, watching some of these preseason games, it's starting to look like maybe it is Trey Lance start o'clock.
I mean,
am I wrong or?
Kyle Shanahan basically came out and said he's going to play. We don't know when. That I didn't know. I honestly thought they might redshirt him the whole year. Or I was expecting them to redshirt him the whole year. His 13th starts ever and played one college football game last year. Because of that COVID thing.
That being said.
At North Dakota State.
Trey Lance better or worse than Garoppolo? Because I think Jimmy Garoppolo's problem was he got injured last year. He had a really good season the year before. Before that, he was behind Brady. When he got the start, when Brady was like suspended, he got injured. So every time like we see a little bit of Jimmy G, he kind of like does his thing, but then immediately afterwards gets injured.
I think Lance will be a better fantasy quarterback than he is a real life quarterback as a rookie. He feels way too raw for me to be like, okay, year one, they're on fucking fire, win the division. That just doesn't seem like what will happen.
So if I'm understanding a little bit what you're saying here, just kind of reading between the lines a little bit, what you're saying is talent-wise, Lance is better than Garoppolo, but he doesn't have the experience yet.
Yes.
That seems fair. I don't know if I would disagree.
And I think they'll use his legs. Like, he was a pretty good running quarterback at North Dakota State. I think they'll use his legs a lot. But I can't sit here and pick them to be the division winners if they're going to go to him right out of the gate as a rookie. It's too big. It's too competitive of a division.
So is there any point in the season where, okay, they make that switch from Garoppolo to Lance and you still pick them as a division winner? Like, if Lance plays at all, are you just chalking that season up to not winning the division? Or would you say he could still win?
Yeah, that would be if you told me Garoppolo starts the whole year, I may pick them.
Garoppolo starts until week 6. You still picking him?
No.
Okay. So okay. I don't think whether they go to Lance or Garoppolo, I don't think they would win the division anyway.
My pick's the Rams, and honestly, I'm more eager to pick the Cardinals than I am the 49ers.
See, I wanted to pick the Rams because the whole Matt Stafford of it all. That being said, I like the Cardinals to win.
Oh,
I think Kyler Murray's got another year under his belt.
I think Kyler Murray's sick.
I think he's going to do a little bit of a Russell Westbrook impression, just fling the ball all over the place, run around in the backyard a little bit. Their defense, I feel like, just getting better. I don't know. You know, they still have some.
Absolutely.
They're still not quite 100%, but they're getting better. Who's the safety that got caught by DK Metcalf last year? Can't remember his name.
Budda Baker.
Don't really like him. I'm curious to see if Isaiah Simmons gets on the field this year at all, because I don't even think he looked at the stadium last year. I don't even.
He should.
Haven't
bring in JJ Watt. That should.
Yep, JJ Watt. Like, even if he gets injured, because I mean, at this point in his career, I don't remember the last time JJ Watt played an entire season without getting injured. But I mean, that's veteran leadership right there.
Chandler Jones is still a stud.
Yeah, another. You know, I mean, Jones is also up there in age, so.
I don't hate the Cardinals pick. In fact, if you ask me next week, I may pick the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is special. The DeAndre Hopkins connection should only be better. Chase Edmonds, I don't know if I necessarily trust him, but I kind of like James Conner more than other people. Rondale Moore, I think, is going to be a spark plug. It's a matter of, does Cliff Kingsbury knows what he's doing? That's the question.
See, the crazy thing is you in this one division, I feel like you honestly have 4 playoff teams. But the problem is just because they have to play each other, they're going to get one of them's going to get knocked out at least.
Probably.
That's the crazy part about it. It's like you have 4 legitimate teams where if you took one of these 4 teams and swapped them with one team, or if you took, so if, like, let's say you just kept the Seahawks in the West and you swapped the other 3 teams with one team from the other 3 divisions, every single one of these teams is going to make the playoffs as the division winner. That's the crazy thing.
I think not in like the South or
maybe it depends on which team goes to what division.
Yeah.
But like, so I mean, I think if you put the Rams in the South, in the NFC South, they probably win that division. It would be tough because the Buccaneers and the Saints might be pretty good, but I think they could still pull it out. Whatever team goes to the fucking NFC East is going to be a fucking just run through it.
Green Bay's tricky.
Green Bay's tricky, but again, I mean, if you move the right team over there, I mean, if you put the Cardinals over there, I mean, yeah, you got to worry about Aaron Rodgers, but I think they get after the quarterback good enough where, you can get him off a spot and make some mistakes.
The only team I don't think I can pick is Seattle.
Why are you taking everything that I have to say, Trey? Because I was actually going to say Seattle would have been my 4th place team.
It feels like the Russell Wilson thing is toxic. I don't trust their offensive line, and their defense low key sucks.
Can I say that I feel like Russell Wilson is starting to run out of steam?
I don't hate it, but I think he's still elite level franchise quarterback.
I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying, like, because we saw last year, there were times where Russell Wilson looked fucking terrible. Like, I mean, Don't get me wrong. He righted the ship. He got back on track. And, he did what he had to do. But I mean, what was it, like around like week 6? He had that one period where he like threw like 4 straight fucking interceptions, like in 4 straight games.
I think he needs to get out of there. I think it's toxic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think just mentally dealing with what he's had to fucking deal with that franchise, I think he's just mentally kind of broken down right now.
Yep.
Like, I think it's starting to hit him that, like, okay, well, I keep asking for shit to make the team better. They won't give me the shit to make the team better. They don't fucking care. They just expect me to do it all. And I think now he's starting to realize that. And I think that's why he slumped a little bit last year, I think.
Let's say Seattle didn't have Metcalf. How would you feel about them right now?
Tyler Lockett's not terrible, I guess. But
okay.
I mean, I think that I think he succeeds because Metcalf is there a little bit. Like, I think
would there be any question they're a last place team if Metcalf wasn't on the roster? Because I don't necessarily think they're a lock to get last place. They could win the division. But if they didn't have Metcalf on the roster, how would you feel about it?
Honestly, that's a little bit different than what I would think. I don't think they have it. I think, again, put them in another division. They're a clear favorite to win. But I think in this particular division, I don't give them a shot to win.
Okay, that's fair.
Because
they're still a good team.
There's too much of a load on Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
For me to be like, they're going to win this division.
How would you feel about them if they didn't have Metcalf?
Without Metcalf? I mean, I still think they'd be a good team. They might be a playoff team still, even without him, but I don't think it would be, I don't think it would be a fun time for anybody involved. Like, they definitely wouldn't be fun to watch.
No. Their defense sucks, too.
Offensive line sucks still.
Yeah.
No, they don't really have a pass rush. I think who's their middle linebacker? Bobby Wagner, right? He's their best player on defense.
Oh,
he's not bad, but he's
easily their best player.
I mean, their whole thing was, used to be getting after the quarterback and playing good defense behind that. But I mean, Bobby Wagner can't do it all. I mean, they're kind of giving Bobby Wagner the Russell Westbrook treatment. Like, he can't do it all. He needs some help.
They don't have a pass rush at all. Jamal Adams, I mean, that was such a terrible contract extension. They lose Shaq Griffin this offseason, who signs with Jacksonville, who was the only guy that could fucking cover. It's bad.
Yeah, I agree. I like I said, you're giving them a shot. I'm saying not in this division.
I would give them a shot just out of the respect I have for Metcalf and Russell Wilson.
I love DK Metcalf. I love Russell Wilson. I've tried to get that combo on my fantasy team for the last 3 years or 2 years, however long I've had Metcalf for. And I am planning, and I don't care if people from our league are watching this. I don't care if your dad knows it. I am planning on franchising DK Metcalf at the end of this year. I told you this already. I'm gonna do it. I need to have him on my team, but I'm so, like, at this point, I just, as much as I love those guys, I can't say that they're gonna be able to get it done just because it's such a hard division, like, so hard. And even like a few years ago, before the Chargers, we can say, got good, like, they had a hard. Russell Wilson used to have fits against that team. So now they're even better, and I'm supposed to expect Russell Wilson to be able to, do it all by himself and get a win. I don't know. It seems tough to me.
You know what's the funniest part about? I mean, it's not funny, but the part of this division that has confused me the most is, before Cam Akers tore his Achilles, I was dead set, locked in, was definitely picking the Rams because I think he's unbelievable. Without Akers on the roster, I don't think the Rams offense is quite as good as what it could have been this year. That's what scares me. I like Darrell Henderson. I don't think he's Akers.
Well, no. I mean, Cam Akers is more of an athlete by far than Darrell Henderson is. Henderson's Henderson's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Cam Akers is like a fucking, I don't know what's comparable but more precise than a bowling ball.
A gazelle.
Well, I was gonna try to keep it with like an in and around. Cam Akers is like, if you're comparatively speaking, like, quote unquote activities or sports, if you want to call bowling a sport. Darrell Henderson's a bowling ball. Cam Akers is like a dart. You're aiming him, you're throwing him, and you're trying to pinpoint hit. The bowling ball is you're just trying to knock down as many pins as possible.
I think with Akers, this offense could have been terrifying. I mean, terrifying.
I don't know. I think defensively, they're still going to be able to shut down a lot. What's his face? You know, Sean McVay, Sean McVay. I think, you know, he's going to be able to dial some stuff up. I think.
Oh, I think they're going to be good. I'm not questioning that part. I didn't think they could have been sick.
Well, no, I didn't think you were questioning whether or not they're going to be good. I'm saying losing Cam Akers hurts them, but I think, you know, it's the fact that they added Stafford gives them.
Oh yeah,
it gives them so much more they could do, because like you go back to that Super Bowl they played against the Patriots, like we couldn't even get a fucking touchdown.
Stafford wins that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Bortles might win that Super Bowl.
So I think, you know, right. So again, losing Cam Akers, it sucks, but adding Stafford, I think, makes up for it. Like if it was,
they could win the Super Bowl. They could.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like adding Stafford makes up for losing Cam Akers this year. Cause like if it was, we lost Cam Akers, but Jared Goff was still our quarterback, it'd be like, okay, yeah. I mean, that's a hard blow, but it's kind of like I get what you're saying. They could be here, but maybe without Cam Akers, they're here.
Yeah.
So still good, but not.
That could be the difference between them winning and losing a Super Bowl, though.
And that's fair. It's still possible because their defense is so good, and
yeah,
they've got great wide receivers over there, and yeah, but
Deshaun Jackson's on the roster now.
Yeah, but he'll be hurt like 2 days from now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he probably won't even see the field. He'll be in street clothes the entire season, I bet.
Probably.
But I mean, even with him on the team, like, I mean, I don't want to think I want to take Cooper Kupp off the field.
I mean, he's a great third receiver if he's healthy.
Yeah, I guess.
Anything else to cover on this division? I would go Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, Seahawks.
I would switch the Cardinals and the Rams.
And I may do that tomorrow.
I think Kyler Murray's just going to go off this year. And I think that's really the main reason why I'm picking the Cardinals, is because the Cardinals as a whole are good, but I think Kyler Murray's just going to explode. I think he's going to be running all over the place. He's going to be doing cartwheels and backflips on the field and shit. Just some crazy shit we've never seen before. That's what I'm expecting. So that concludes our division previews for this year, 2021. Trey, did you have anything else? Either one of the divisions we covered today? Any closing thoughts on head coach? Anything you want to yell at about people on the site? Anything at all? We got some time here.
Well, the fall intern class starts, I think, Monday, or some of them start on Monday. Not a super big class, but that's always a time I'll usually be yelling.
Are we getting a producer on Monday?
We technically have the option for one, if you'd like one.
I'd like to see what they can do.
Okay. Well, you have two options. So.
Well, which one? I just want the better one. Whoever you think is the better one.
I don't know.
Well, didn't you interview him?
I interviewed both of them.
Who seems like the better one?
They're pretty even, I think.
They're okay. Well, I just want them to be able to look shit up for me, edit the show, and do good with that.
Not a hard job.
It's not. It's just time consuming because
yes,
you know, if we record for an hour, that's like an hour and a half to 2 hours that you need to record. So it's like that's an hour.
Well, Chad, they're supposed to do 2 hours a day. So
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why for them doing like the producer thing is good, because like if we record the show for an hour, right? And again, doing the editing takes between an hour and an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. So that's either 2.5 to 3 hours right there for your internship. So
yep,
it's good. Get them to work.
Yep.
Hopefully we get this show posted in a timely fashion. Because like I said, we're still waiting on the other show, but we'll see how that goes.
For people that are watching, though, none of this is really going to age either.
Right. It's not, yeah, because you're going to see this, like, we still have what, like, fucking 4 weeks until the season starts? Like, officially kicks off?
Not 4 weeks, but beginning of September. So, I mean, we got.
Well, no, because it's like that first week of September.
First game, September 9th. Plenty of time.
That's like 4 weeks from now.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, so like the 22nd, if you go from the 22nd, which is tomorrow, that's like a whole month to the 12th because it's 3 Sundays, I guess. So not quite 4.
Plenty of time.
Super plenty of time. Well, with I guess all that being said, it's time to go ahead and close it out. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Vendetta_media. Like us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram as well, Vendetta Sports Media. What you can do is you can also check out our Patreon. We got that going. Don't know what the tiers are, but if you go and you subscribe or donate to the Patreon or whatever you do there, you'll get whatever the tiers say. Follow Trey on Twitter at Trey Daubert. You can check me out at Lowfooted. Also, if you got this NFL season coming up, if you want to take our advice with these division winners, probably put some bets down on them. There's a monkey knife fight. If you go over there with the code Vendetta, you'll get you'll get $100 match, up to $100 on your first bet. So if you put in $100, they'll match $100. You put in $1,000, you'll get in an extra 100. So that's always cool. We also got Symbol. Go play the stock market with your favorite teams: baseball, basketball, football, college football, all the good ones. Maybe some not so good ones. I don't know. Go look that up though. But again, code Vendetta, and that'll get you a $10 site credit. So what else? Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? I don't think
I'm ready to play more head coach.
Yeah, so we got to let Trey go because he wants to go stream. Thanks for giving us a watch, and we'll see you next week.